WMDS. That's the WMDs. That's how you find these guys when you go online, and you'll hear their music. They're pretty cool. Joe Ruck is here, and Joe Dixon.
Hello there, Mr. Joey Reynolds.
Hey, Mr. Reynolds. How's it going?
Yeah, you got guys who are now out of character tonight. You're wearing headsets.
That's right.
You don't usually do that in a comedy club. You do not wear earphones.
That's right. We usually just talk into a mic and yell at people.
Yeah. I mean, you probably think you're at the Gap or else on JetBlue or something.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought I was at a Gap inside of a JetBlue airplane, actually.
Right.
At this point, why not?
And Joe Dixon, who has the dreadlocks.
I have the dreadlocks, yes.
Yeah.
I've always loved Whoopi Goldberg's work, and this is my tribute to her.
Is it painful
and oddly
to
enough,
put the
Jimi Hendrix as well.
Is it painful to put the headphones over the dreadlocks?
Oddly, no. But listening to you is painful, so that's the only pain I'm
You got those little knots. Is that what those are? Those dreadlocks?
You could call them knots,
yeah.
Sure. Garlic knots, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they're strange. Why?
Strange to who?
Well, to me.
How dare you, sir?
Honestly, and I'll be as tactful as I can.
Yes.
N-word knots. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
People said that. No, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, I've never heard that term,
No, I
Joseph.
swear to God. Like, in some communities, that's...
Yeah, which communities are the racist communities, Joseph?
Oh, sure.
Is that the communities you heard from? Because let's believe where you got that from. Racist Nazi communies.
No, I've
Thank
heard
you for
many old grandmas just like
many old Nazi grandmas.
Without any like
racist bigots.
irony whatsoever. We're gonna make this a very political hour.
Joe Dixon reminds me.
No, I was trying to bring it up to you that I've heard like very older people say things like that. Like,
older, dirty, vicious, foul
was
people.
I advocating them?
Yeah. Joe Dixon reminds me in a way of David Letterman in the earlier days.
I don't know what that means, but I'll take it.
What you're hearing from me right now, folks, is flabbergastedness. I didn't even know I was capable of that, but I am flabbergasted.
He sounded a little bit like he used to talk in those days. You know, he was
in those days. What's he talk like now?
He was irreverent. I mean, now he's more traditional. You know.
Isn't it weird how the process you saw he go from that sort of cutting edge broadcaster to like I am the establishment now and get off my show.
It's called maturity.
Yeah,
it happens to the worst of us.
I still think though that he is a viable broadcaster. With Leno, I'm not a fan of. I used to love Leno as a stand-up, but as a broadcaster, you're like what? Like, but Letterman is wonderful. I mean, he knows even at his crankiest, he still knows how to make it interesting.
Stop sucking up, Joe. he doesn't listen to the show. Relax.
Okay, it's my
flabbergasted.
He does. Okay.
As a matter of fact, he does.
Okay, Letterman, I love. Great broadcaster. Leno sucks.
Yeah.
Tonight we have the shock comedy of Joe Dixon. He will just be lashing out at people today.
I'm not lashing out. This is our normal conversation, actually.
Yeah, but usually you're not funny.
So in the middle of the night, you guys just creep up on everybody with your great humor. You were in Brooklyn, were you, earlier?
Yes, I was at a place called Bar Reese doing a great show. It was a lot of fun, actually. And can we be Plugola now? Can we do it right now? We're producing a series of shows called Joseph Roser Presents in September at a club called 1011, and we want people to come down. We're going to showcase some of the funniest, coolest comics you've seen in New York City. I'm proud to be producing it with Joe Dixon.
And it's at 171 Avenue C. Take the L train to First Avenue.
All right, well, no, we're all over the country now. I mean, most people have...
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying for people in New York City.
Idaho, get yourself here now.
Right,
stay out of the bathrooms, Idaho.
The Idaho market.
Yeah.
Did you hear the little subtle little bathroom humor that Dixon was doing over there?
Yeah. I think that's
Idaho, Idaho.
Yeah, that's the answer.
The joke, yeah.
That's the answer to Imus. So what happens now with the stand-up comedy life? We don't go to television anymore. It used to be you would go from stand-up comedy to sitcom.
Right.
It doesn't seem to be the shift now. There's a reality show fever, and there also is not sitcoms.
Absolutely.
Well, reality shows are cheaper to produce, and you don't have to repay anyone.
So where do you go? Where do you go when you're a stand-up comic? What's the best hope now besides commercials?
Basically, just bigger and bigger venues. I mean, you start playing theaters, and you start playing like places like Atlantic City and Vegas, if that's what you want to do, or you do an alternative route where you just sort of promote your shows. I mean, I'm in it for the love of stand-up comedy myself. You know, Joe is in it for all the ladies, obviously. This man is just a peacock.
I was going to say the actual answer is there is no hope.
No, not like there was. I mean, there was a place to go. You would go to television. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You still try to get obviously you try to get on things like Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
You know, shows that are like wide like that. It's bizarre.
But that's a reality show. That's what he's talking about. It's the reality. It's not a sitcom. It's the reality show.
True. All right. Now there was the reason I'm bringing it up. There was about 10 or 15 years maybe where your hope was to do a pilot and be a comic star on television in a sitcom.
That's right.
And the comedy clubs got robbed of stand-up comics who went right to television. So it seemed like we had a rash of comics who were doing stand-up who actually were auditioning for television.
Absolutely.
Actually, that's only partially true. For what I've understood, this is before I got into the whole business of doing stand-up, is that a lot of guys wanted to get the they wanted to get the deal from the TV networks, but they didn't actually want to have a show produced. Right. They basically wanted to be paid because they would pay you to stay around the network, don't take a deal with anyone else, and they could still do their stand-up. That's what this is my understanding, maybe because Joe's been doing it longer than I have, but my understanding is a lot of guys just wanted that sort of, what's it called? We get that deal. When they don't produce you pitch it to them, they don't actually produce
magical.
The show. They don't actually produce the show.
It's a pilot.
Pilot, yeah. Basically, you wanted
development deals.
Development deal is what I'm looking for, right? You wanted a development deal where you didn't actually have to do anything and you still got paid for it. Yeah. And that's, for me, that's my understanding. A lot of comics really wanted. They didn't actually want a show produced. They still wanted to do their stand-up, but they also like the idea of getting paid to.
Well, this is the same concept as the U.S. Congress.
I guess so.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which is actually what I'm looking forward to nowadays.
Yeah.
We're going to have enough great sort of like dirty material and get into Congress.
And when you get into Congress, unfortunately, you only have two years.
What?
See, well, that's it. That's the short run.
Well, House of Representatives, if you run for Senate.
If you're a senator, you have 6 years.
6 years, yeah.
What crazy political system are you talking about, Joey Reynolds?
If you're president, you have about a month.
That's right.
Yeah, and then the honeymoon's over.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no way out. You're going to have to do stand-up and get yourself a sitcom on one of the offbeat channels.
I would
offbeat channels.
Yeah.
What are the offbeat channels?
The ones
I think
that
what it's forced a lot of comics to do, and I think helpfully so, is to sort of learn how to develop new, different projects. That's why it's great to have things like a Comedy Central where you can produce like these weird shows like Reno 911 that are really clever shows, very funny. They're not traditional sitcoms, and they're not going to be big payoffs, but you do it because you love to do it, and I think it's created some really great offbeat comedy shows, sketch comedy shows.
How about as a forum for you to vent some of the social ills? That seems to be the tone.
Yeah, and I agree with that. The only thing about that, though, is I think be funny first, then go ahead, give whatever crackpot opinion you have.
Oh, that's the way it works. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, now you tell me.
Joe's been crackpotting for a long time.
Exactly. I love the crack pot.
Yeah. Now, are you able to deliver some of your material tonight if we take a little break and you come back?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are you prepared to do that? Because I don't know if you want to give your material on the radio because there will
well,
be other
more
comics.
About, do you really want to punish the audience? Okay, I can do that.
There will be other comics listening who will take your act, and we'll do better.
I took it from somebody else, so why not?
Good for you.
It goes around and around.
Yeah, because they're going to do a lot better at it than you did.
I believe that.
That's going to really piss you off, isn't it? If somebody that comes along and is a bigger name as you. That's identity theft.
Wait, Carlos Mencia is listening to the show? That's interesting.
No, Dane Cook.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. The Joey Reynolds Show. Comics are alive and well. Joe Roca, Joe Dixon. 2 Joes, no waiting.
3 Joes.
Be right back.